I dare say you are wondering why I am floating around London like this. I am on the famous Thames River, investigating a murder. Rivers can be very sinister places, and in my new film, Frenzy, this river, you may say, was the scene of a very horrible murder.
It's a woman!
Another necktie murder.
Of course, one can never be sure where danger lurks. They tell me a dreadful crime was committed right in this building. My investigation next led me to this innocent alley, of which there are hundreds in London. But I don't think we should stay long. Something unpleasant is about to happen. Here is the scene of another horrible murder. This is the famous London wholesale fruit and vegetable market, Covent Garden. Here you may buy the fruits of evil and the horrors of vegetables. I've heard of a leg of lamb, a leg of chicken, but never a leg of potatoes.
What's wrong?
Look, she's wearing my tie. How'd you like my tie? How do you like it?
The biggest, the newest, the most exciting of all the Planet of the Apes pictures. Climaxed by the spectacular Revolt of the Apes. The most awesome, the most horrifying spectacle in the annals of science fiction. First pampered as pets, then abused as servants, now oppressed as slaves.
Order full mobilization of all security forces, police, militia, and reserve defense units. See that every entrance into the city is cordoned off immediately.
Yes, sir. Our control methods to include the use of tear gas and sedation darts.
There will be but one control method. Shoot to kill.
Ready? Aim! Fire!
This will be the end of human civilization, and the world will belong to a planet of apes!
Watch the screen explode as man faces ape in the ultimate revolution.
Where there is fire, there is smoke. And in that smoke, from this day forward, my people will plot and plan for the inevitable day of man's downfall. And that day is upon you now!
公儀解釈人最上一刀でござる。最上一刀はご上優を受け腹を切れ。なれば作法にのっとって解釈してやろう。これは答えられ。この人物を置いて何に無料だったか。知らん。全く身に覚えなきこのご位牌。何やつか。
あんたさえよかったらどうなとしておくれ。
これは腹を切るために着用せ装束にあらず。今日ただいまより冥府魔道に生きんとする我ら親子の門出の晴れ着でござる。さらば上位なさ。そうし。刺客子連れ狼玄山。
For the first time in the history of motion pictures comes a story that ignores all conventions, exposes morals, and does irreparable harm to the medical profession. Carry on Matron. It's dynamite when your favorite laughter makers get together again in their own brand of medical madness.
Shh, it's all right, don't scream.
What do you want?
Well, it's very nice of you, but I haven't got the time.
Sidney James, a crook who started at the bottom and stayed there. Kenneth Williams, head of a hospital where it's always wet and windy.
He must have a leak.
I think he's just had one.
Oh, hello.
And as usual, covered in confusion, Charles Hawtrey. Joan Sims, as an expected mother who's never heard of a food-free diet.
Well, now you're 3 weeks overdue, and your husband's getting very impatient.
Well, he can talk. Took him 7 years to get me pregnant.
Hattie Jakes, the matron, who's not quite with it, but can't do without it.
Certainly not! It's just that I'm a simple woman with simple tastes, and I want to be wooed.
Oh, you can be as rude as you like with me.
Oh, come back, I want you.
My God, she's a sex maniac.
What a carry-on matron. Bernard Breslaw, labouring under a strange misconception.
Oh, what's the matter?
Just shows you the power of suggestion.
What are you talking about?
Well, I could have sworn I felt it kicking just then.
Kenneth Cope, who took a turn for the nurse. Barbara Windsor, a nurse to raise your hopes and your temperature.
Around here, we call him the taxidermist.
Well, it just shows you there's nothing like advertising. Oh, I didn't mean that.
Get off! Get away! Leave me alone! Take your hands off! Take your hands!
A doctor who wanted everything on the national health. Terry Scott.
God, what a woman.
Kenneth Connor, as the railway porter whose wife is like his trains. Always late. Carry on Matron. Produced by Peter Rogers, directed by Gerald Thomas. The master craftsman of comedy is guaranteed to give you the laugh of a lifetime if you don't die laughing.
Oh, love it, there's millions of them, man. Love it.
Oh, wait.
Is she at it then?
Could you get me the Guinness Book of Records?
Now, come on, stop messing about.
In the summer of '78, Will Anderson lost all his cowhands just at the time he was to start his cattle drive.
Miserable.
Did you ever think of hiring boys?
What boys?
School boys.
Oh, sure, and women. How about my mama in Cedar City? She's only 92.
Well, you ain't got a lot of choices.
Who's first?
I'll go first. My name's Honeycutt. I'm 15. And everybody calls me Slim.
I'm next.
My name's Homer Williams, Mr. Anderson. And I hope I ain't wrote all the rough off of
You all right, boy?
Yes, sir. My name's Clyde Potter. They call me Fats.
Tending toward the gut myself.
What are you going to use for hands on this drive of yours, huh? Them little bitty boys down there? Come on, you know better than that, Mr. Anderson. You know what you're going to need to trundle them boys across the prairie, don't you? A baby carriage.
Oh, whatever I need, I'll get. I don't expect to get to Belfouche with one single head of beef. But I'm cornered. So I'm taking you on. This is a 00. This is Belfouche. In between is 400 miles of the meanest country in the West. And the only way we're going to get through is if you take orders. You'll get the best food in the territory, no rest, damn little sleep, and come with grit teeth. Because, gentlemen, that's when school really begins.
You know, in the late war between the states, I served under an officer just like you.
Is that right?
As a matter of fact, I shot that military gentleman in the buttocks, just outside Vicksburg.
Point your ears now, son. Because you ain't running back to Mr. Will Anderson with them eyes rolling back in your head, telling him that there's these real bad men that been following us day and night. You're not gonna say that. Because I'm gonna come to you some night when it's real dark. I'm gonna come to you on tiptoe. So you ain't never gonna be able to hear me.